Good morning. So, if you noticed in the comments, I just want you to grab a towel. So, a large towel, we're going to use it for some compression drills for the hamstring. So, if you're just joining, we want you to get just a regular bath towel. And you can totally get 3 like thick books or a block, something just to raise the hips a little bit. If you have tight hips, it doesn't need to be that much. It can be just this. You're just lifting your hips off the ground a little bit. I want it to be solid so you can kind of feel what's happening in the hips and the sacrum. Right. So we're going to begin. All right. So the first thing we're going to start off with is the breath. I'm actually going to scoot this down a little bit so you can see me. There you go. Boop. All right. So we're going to start with some rib breathing. So today is about my exhale is going to anchor my limbs. My exhale is the leader today, and we're going to learn how it's going to create core strength and compression. And we're going to open up the hip flexors so that we can get deeper into that half step and this range of motion of the hip flexor. But we're going to start with the ribs. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to place them just on either side of the ribs. So my thumbs are back behind me and my fingertips are in front. And so we're going to inhale through the nose and try to expand into the webbing of the hand. Instead of up, I go out. Exhale out the mouth. Engage the ribs in. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale out the mouth. One more. Inhale through the nose, expanding into the thumbs and the fingers and the webbing of the hands. And then exhale out the mouth, contract away from the hands. Feel the back ribs contract in. One more. Inhale into the hands, expanding in all directions. And then exhale out the mouth. Hold that compression. Feel those abs engage and then still breathe. I'm creating the shield and I'm breathing underneath it. Keep engaging and breathing. Now inhale, expand into the hands again. And exhale, just relax. And we're just going to do a simple, and you can be on your books actually. This might be nice to be on the books or the blocks. And we're just going to do a simple flexion, extension. Inhale, exhale. And we'll do one more breathing pattern for the ribs. When we have space in our ribs, we have room to breathe and stress in high tensioned times and spaces on the wall. Exhale, inhale. And exhale, round. Inhale, extend. And exhale, come back to neutral. All right. So this last pattern we're going to do for the ribs. When I start to get into a high breath rate on a wall and I'm stressed, I'm like, right? I'm in between. I'm trying to recover, whatever that is, even on the approach. I want my ribs to be able to move even in the high speeds. We're going to do a 3-part breath. It's going to be like this. In, out, out, out. Pause. In, out. One more. Inhale. Hold. Out, out, out. Hold. One more, actually. Inhale. And one smooth inhale. Hold. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, slowly release. And just relax the breath here. I want you to close your eyes. So what you just experienced is just how your ribs are going to expand when you're in stress. Did you notice it was hard for your ribs to expand in all directions as you increase the speed? Was it easier in the first exercise to feel the ribs expanding in a slower speed? These are questions you should ask yourself so that you have a range of awareness of how the ribs can move. So we're going to try that one more time. And I want you to notice, can I still, even in speed, draw my air and expand my ribs? This is going to be important for the later movements that we're doing. Everything is layering onto each other today. So in, in. And try to get your back ribs, keep going. So each time you inhale, 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 notice how the lungs fill that space. Do you feel the blocks and then the air go upward? What shape is the breath taking in this moment? So in, pause for a moment, out, out, out. One more. Now one smooth inhale. Hold the breath and relax the face and shoulders. Exhale, slowly release out the mouth. In and out the nose here. So eyes closed, and notice if you can feel any more subtle movement in the ribs, even in this quiet breath. The ribs are the foundation of our core strength, of our posture, of our shoulder mobility, and they don't get enough attention. Every single space between every single rib from below our neck to our mid back has ability to expand and contract. So think about that and then see where you can feel that. We are mapping the body. That's how we gain mobility, by mapping awareness and sensation, paying attention. All right, slowly open the eyes. Let's get onto the hands and knees. Shake it out a little bit. Shake out the legs. And we're just going to do a cat-cow. So top of the feet to the floor, spread through the fingers, drop the belly, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale. And I want you to lightly press into your shin and into your hands the whole time. My triceps are engaged. My arms are not bending. Inhale, exhale. One more. And exhale. Good. Inhale back to neutral. Tuck in the toes. I want you to exhale, press into your toes, and exhale your belly to your spine. Now lift your knees, hover them above the floor, and hold. Take an inhale through the nose. Strong exhale out the teeth. Feel the abs and ribs engage in. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. And slowly lower. And come back onto the toes. We're going to stretch out the toes while we engage the lower abs. So we're going to use this next pattern in a lot of the exercises today as we try to gain some awareness of the hip flexor and what its ability to move freely from my hips is. How well can it move? So let's go ahead and take the hand in the base of the belly, and you're going to take an inhale through the nose and quick exhale. Feel the abs compress away. I know I'm wearing black, which is probably not a good choice. But on the white, you can see inhale and exhale. Compress away. Notice my spine doesn't move when I do that. This is going to be important. Inhale, exhale. The other side of this, keep going. Inhale. Feel the breath draw in. Exhale. The other side of this is your lower back. So when I can have more awareness of my compression in, this anchors my core as I start to move the limbs around, which we'll do in a moment. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now hold that. Keep that engaged. Hold that engagement. And still breathe. So what, with your exhale, keep holding it. You just created the shield to protect your back. Now breathe underneath that. Now inhale, relax. And exhale, relax. I just want to be able to see the contrast. Natural breaths here. Shift side to side. If your toes are hurting, just kind of lean forward. Right, you can relax the arms. Let's come back onto the hands and knees. We're going to bring our palms up fingertips facing towards you. My triceps are going to be nice and strong. I'm going to rotate around my wrists. I want you to press your fingertips to the floor. The entire back of my palm is actively into the floor. I'm inhaling forward, exhale, round back. My shoulders are away from my ears. And switch directions. Inhale forward, exhale, round back. Inhale forward, exhale back. One more. Inhale forward, exhale, round back, and release the hands. All right. So we're going to come back onto the hands and knees, and I'm going to show you a hip cars, so hip rotation. We're going to be applying this to a down dog. So pay attention to how this leg moves. So on my hands and knees, I'm going to take my left heel and actively pull it in towards my butt. Like I'm going to put a towel there. So imagine you're squeezing a towel. I'm going to press that up to the sky. Now I want you to exhale, gauge those lower abs just like I showed you. Exhale, press up. Now that left leg is going to come out to the side. I want you to imagine spreading both knees apart. My right leg is just as active as my left. Hold. Take that left leg, try to bring it to that tricep, the elbow, and back to center. Draw it in towards the chest. Still the heel pulls in towards the hips. Kick back. And let's go the other direction. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Out to the side. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back so the foot is facing the sky. Kick back, hold. Pull that heel in towards your butt. Exhale. Pull the abs and ribs in. Press strongly into that right foot. And bring it back to center. Shake it out. So that is a controlled articular rotation. If you want to get fancy, I'll go the other side. So cars, pull your right heel in, squeeze that hamstring, and press up, hold. Use the exhales to anchor the core in, and you can extend up so that I'm not getting into my back. My spine should not be moving. Hold. Bring it out to the side. Spread your knees apart. That left leg, again, is just as active as the right. You should feel that in both glutes. I'm squeezing my glutes together. And bring that knee in toward your tricep. And then draw it in towards the chest. Kick it back. Exhale, abs in. Bring the knee back in. Out to the side. Hold for 5, 4. Spread those knees apart and bring it back. Foot up to the sky. Hold. And bring it in. Cat-cow. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. Lift the chest. Exhale, round. 2 more. Last one. Good. So now we're going to come into a high kneeling position. And I want you to take the towel and you're going to roll it up nice and thick and you're going to put it between your legs. So we're building tension up the body. And so my shoulder mobility is actually rooted in my lower body and the tension I'm able to create. So I'm going to put it between my legs and I want you to exhale and squeeze the towel, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the glutes and abs. We're going to take the arms and move them through their own rotation, just like the hips. So grounding, exhale, inhale, arms forward, and my fingertips are nice and strongly together and facing forward. Now reach up, hold, ribs down. We're going to do both at the same time. I'm going to come forward now and reach back. Pause here, reach. Try to bring the back of the palms together and squeeze the towel and the glutes. Now take your thumbs, rotate them in. So the back of the palms are now facing each other. But to get high, I'm not doing this. My spine is nice and strong, nice and tall. I'm not hunching forward to get more shoulder height. Good. And bring it, palms are out to my side. I'm going to press them into my side. Still squeezing the block or the towel or a block. And then palms facing out again. I'm getting this internal rotation. Extend back, hold, squeeze those triceps, press the back of the palms together. Squeeze the towel of the block. Now open back up, palms up, bring it up by the ear, exhale, squeeze the towel, press the ribs down, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, bring the arms down, and exhale, shake it out. We're gonna do one more of those. So this time, again, trying to create full body tension and maintain that as I move. So use your breath. We're going to add a breath pattern. So I call them burst breaths. So it's a strong inhale through the nose. That exhale just creates tension that kind of, I feel like, reverberates through the body. I guess that's how I can explain it. So here, shoulders down the back, abs, glutes, towels engaged. I'm not trying to hyperventilate. It can be slow. Or it can just be a nice, even breath. Inhale, exhale, hold the arms back up. Palms are facing out. Thumbs are up. Try to press the back of the palms together. Lift, lift, lift. Don't let the arms bend or the chest move forward. Good. Reach back up, overhead. Exhale. Pull the ribs in, glutes, abs, everything. Reach through the fingertips. And release it down. All right. What time are we at? Perfect. So now we're going to grab the book. And so we're going to be getting into a little hip extension and so with some leg lifts. So actually, I'll scoot this down. So again, if you have blocks, that was probably not the most graceful way to get into this position. But you could start with in the hip lift position, slide the books underneath you if you'd like. So my sacrum, my hips are going to be on top of the books or the block. And I'm going to be extending my right leg. Now my leg is an extension. Now I want you to notice if your lower back, as soon as you drop that leg in extension, did your hips lift off the floor? Can you take an inhale into your belly and then exhale, press and compress that sacrum to the block or books. All right, and extend through that right leg. So when I extend my hip, this is my walking range of motion. So if every time I go past this hip, when I'm in my hike to the crag, wherever it is, if every time I extend, my lower back moves forward, yeah, you're going to have back pain over time. Then you have a pack on your back. That's not fun. So take an inhale to the space below the belly button. Exhale, engage, abs down. You'll feel your pelvis tilt back because you're compressing. And I want you to lift that right leg up. I am extending through my heel. My whole leg is engaged. My glute, my toes are towards my shin. I want you to lightly press into that left leg and press your hands into the floor. Hold. Now take your foot and just kind of wave it. So internal rotation, which you may not have much, and then external rotation. So pinky to the floor. Big toe rolls in, pinky to the floor. Internal, external rotation of the hip. It's going to be small, and I want you to keep your quad engaged the whole time. Now take an inhale. Now exhale, slowly lower the heel. Put your hands on your hips. Allow them to stay where they are and the leg to move freely of the hip. And just relax it for a second. Shake it out. Good. Again, extend through the leg one more time. Squeeze your both glutes. Press into your left leg. And lift that leg up a little higher. Keep this leg engaged. And then hands on the hips. Exhale, slowly lower. You can take a few breaths to lower. And try to keep the hips still as you bring that heel down. Squeeze the glute. Press that heel into the floor and relax. Let's get the other side. Actually, let's just putting the feet together for one moment, knees out. And then again, breathing between the two hip points. Kind of reshaping the pelvis here, all the muscles inside. Good. And then press that opposite leg, that right foot to the floor. Extend that left leg. Engage through the whole leg. And even in that moment, as you extended, what happened to your hips? Was it a little better than the right side? I'm going to ask you some questions along the way so you have some specific awareness to bring attention. Think something specific to bring attention to. So extend your left leg. Squeeze the glute. Take an inhale into the belly. Exhale out the mouth. Compress the abs. Even your pee and poo muscles. Pelvic floor has a bottom. Now lift that left leg. Hover it above the floor, so now it's parallel with the books. Press right into that right foot and squeeze both glutes. Good. And slowly keep the glutes engaged as you drop your heel to the floor. Keep your abs engaged. That engagement is allowing the leg to extend. It's anchoring my core. Good. Go ahead and lift again. Bring it up a little higher. And slowly drop it down. Pressing into that right foot. Extend through the heel. My left toes are towards my shin. That whole leg is engaged. Press it into the floor. Both feet. The heel, left heel, right foot. Good. And relax. Feet together. Open the knees. Breathing into that pelvic space. All right, so feet back to the floor. We're going to exhale, lift the hips up, squeeze those glutes, fists into the floor. My thumbs are up. Let's draw the shoulders down the back. Now I want you to squeeze. This is going to be more tension than you would apply in yoga. Yoga, you want to be 50, 60% tension of all the muscles, right? We're moving through gracefully. Think this is strength training. I want you to squeeze every single muscle on your exhale. So take an inhale. Exhale, press the feet, squeeze the hamstring, squeeze the glutes, ribs are down, hold here, pull the heels in towards your butt. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, squeeze 2, you'll find more hip extension and slowly lower back down to the block. Good. Just fan the knees side to side. We're just going to do 5 leg lifts each side, and then we will move on. So extend that right leg, engage through the glutes, press through that left leg. We're going to lift that leg all the way up. My quad does not release. I want you to notice if at any point your quad releases. If you have to bend a little bit, that's fine. You can still engage your quad when it's bent. There's a squat. So that knee comes over my hip. And then slowly, as I can, I will extend my leg straight, lower. Tap it down, but don't relax it. Inhale up. Exhale, slowly lower. So this is about tracking the ball in the socket, my leg, the top of my femur, my hip bone, in my hip. All right, making it work nice and easy, nice and smooth. In that extension. 2 more. Lift up. Slowly lower. Squeeze. Notice how that quad may turn on and off through that movement. Last one. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. Pull that heel in and extend that left leg. Quad nice and strong. Pressing firmly into that right leg. Lift up. Again, if you have to slightly bend, that's fine. Press through the heel. Lower. Quad engaged the whole time. Hands on the hips. Make sure you can separate the movement of your leg from the movement of your hips. Keep going up and slowly lower down. Exhale. Anchoring my core as I extend my leg back. One more. Exhale. Good. And bring it in. Feet out or feet together, knees out. Just a couple breaths here. And bring the feet together. And one more full tension hip lift. We're going to hold for 10 seconds. You have to keep breathing underneath that tension. So inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, tension the whole body for 10, 9, 8. Ribs in, hamstrings, feel every muscle. 3, 2, 1. Remove the books and lower all the way. Remove the books of the block. Lower all the way down. Good. And just fan the knees side to side. So now, a couple more side to side. We're going to do a 1 minute hollow body hold. I'm going to grab some water so I can talk. So hollow body hold, 1 minute. My arms are going to be forward. Don't have to be over my head. My legs are together, so maintaining that tension through my legs. We're going to keep the shoulder blades off the ground. In now. So we're going to use that burst breathing. It helps me collect tension throughout my body. And I can squeeze my glutes. If I can squeeze my glutes, it helps me lift my legs up, my feet up. Use that exhale, compressing and anchoring that lower back to the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs together and reach those arms forward. My chest is rounding. Hold. Burst breathing. Almost there. 10 seconds. Lift those shoulders. 5, 4, inhale, hold, tension the whole body. And exhale, release. Now lie here for a moment. Whew, got me sweaty. In and out through the nose. Let the body settle, let the breath settle. All right, let's bring the knees into the chest, hands behind the knees, and we're going to rock up here and come onto a forward fold. Shake it out. I want your knees to be bent, feet hip width apart. So notice how my belly is laying over my quad. So you may have to bend your knees a little bit more to achieve that. But we're going to be working on this compression here. That's my high step. If I can't get my foot here by using my hip flexors, these obliques, all these muscles to compress everything in, then I'll probably just impinge my hip. So that's what we're working on today. So we're going to inhale into the belly and exhale. Try to crunch your abs into your quads. If there was a towel here, just look, a towel, I would not be able to move the towel. So even take the towel. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, flat back. Lift through the chest. Exhale, squeeze into the towel. If you don't have a towel, just squeeze into the quads. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good. And we're going to come into, let's remove the towel. We're going to come into down dog. So remember that hip range of motion that we did on the hands and knees? We're going to do that here in down dog. So let's just go ahead and walk it out. Notice how the distance from my hips to my armpits to my wrists, all in one line. So I'm not bringing my shoulders forward. I'm pressing my shoulders back. My inner elbows are facing forward. Spreading through all my fingers. I want you to exhale, pull your right heel in. So the whole time, try to keep your right heel in towards your butt. Exhale, squeeze your knee in towards your chest. Take an inhale, exhale out to the side. Now pressing that left foot out just as much as the right knee. Now bring it back so that the heel is up to the sky, like a kickback. Hold. Bring that knee into the chest again, exhale. And then exhale, kick back up to the sky. Kick back, heel in, squeezing the glute. Knee out, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it into the chest. And then let's go ahead and bring it to the outside of my right hand. So my foot's going to be the outside of my right hand. Let's see. Boop. There we go. So let's just hold here for a moment. I want you to take this right knee and press it into your tricep, but then also press your tricep into your knee. You're going to feel all that side body compress into that inner thigh. Good. So now let's take the towel and we're going to place it behind the knee. So again, adding more tension. So this morning, my client, I asked him what that felt like. He's like, this feels like a ball in the back of my hamstring. He has really tight hamstrings. So I want you to notice, you don't have to use the blocks, but you can have them as some height. But I want you to notice when you start to engage into the towel, so get that towel behind the knee, don't engage fully yet. What happens? Where do you feel that? I will feel it from the back of my knee, my inner thigh, all the way to my glute. So I want you to squeeze, exhale, squeeze and hold. Not your breath, keep your breath going, but hold this. I should not be able to move it. My glutes engaged, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Good. Extend that back leg. And then you're going to drop that leg. And you're going to keep your hips forward. And you're just going to rotate your spine. So I'm going to turn away from you. And you're going to take your left hand, reach it to the back of the knee. You can take that right hand to the outside of that left knee. And look behind you, lifting the chest, pressing the hips forward. Press into the back leg like you're about to lift up your knee. Good. Come back around. Hands to the floor. And let's come back into down dog. Shake it out. See what time we're at. Perfect. So that left side. So let's exhale. Pull that left heel in. Squeeze. Kick that foot up. We are reversing it. We're going in the reverse direction. Then I started with the last leg. That's okay. So pull that heel in toward your butt. Kick it up to the sky. Bring that knee out behind you. Or I'm sorry, to the side. Try to spread the legs apart. That left leg or that right leg is just as active as the left. Good. Bring that knee in, that left knee in towards the chest. Heel in toward your butt. Good. And then back out again. Hold for 5, 4. Spread those knees apart. And then kick it back. Hold, squeeze that heel in. Kick it up and back. 3, 2. And then bring that left foot to the outside of that left hand. Pause here for a moment. Again, I want that compression here, that inner thigh. So I feel that all my inner thigh and all of my side body. Hold that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So back to this. Other leg. I just did that leg. So we're going to squeeze that left leg. Ready? And squeeze that heel in towards your butt. Press your hips forward. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Notice the surface area of where you feel that tension. Back at the hamstring, you feel the inner thigh. Are you cramping? Good. Slowly release. And lift that back leg. Hold here for a moment. And then back knee down, lifting the chest. We are going to rotate my whole spine. My hips come down. Press into that back toe as I lean back. You have to press into the floor. Exhale, abs, that breath from the beginning of class. Exhale, lift through the chest. And hands back to the floor. Let's come back into down dog. So we're going to do that one more time. All right. So right heel in towards your butt. Kick it up. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Out to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee into the chest. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side again. And kick it back up. And then right foot to the outside of that right hand. Go ahead, come on up, grab the towel. And I may have switched around the legs. I apologize. um, and let's kick that, squeeze that towel with that left leg. Hold, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, and release. Extend that back leg. Drop the knee, pressing the hips forward, lift through the chest, press through that back leg, and try to reach back behind you. And the more I can bring my hips forward, the more I'll be able to lift my chest and lean back. Good, and hands to the floor. Come on back. Down dog. Good, left heel in towards your butt. Kick it up to the sky. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out to the side. I'm gonna keep the chest back. Try not to bring those shoulders forward. And left knee into the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back out to the side. And kick it back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to the outside of that left hand. And take that towel. Bring it to the back of the knee. And go ahead and pull that heel in towards your butt. Notice if this time around you feel more tension. You pay attention to your tension and what's actually engaging. This is an element of mobility. The muscle does not engage correctly at its end ranges. It's going to feel like a big knot. Keep squeezing. Good, and release. Extend that back leg. Good, and go ahead and bring it back down. Come back to down dog, and let's come to child's pose. Let's take the hands down by your side. Make sure those knees are wide to support the chest and the shoulders. I want you to take some breaths here. See if you can breathe into those back ribs. Breathe along the whole spine. All right. Good, come on up. So we're going to go and do a little reverse down dog. Yes, I call it wild thing. I actually don't know the fancy name for it. Sorry. But we're going to come back to down dog. And we're going to take that right leg, lift it up to the sky, bend that heel in just like we were doing, reach it back behind you. And you're going to drop to the floor. My left leg will be extended, nice and strong. My right leg is on the floor like a side lunge. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to side lunge, come on up, and come to the other side, and then go back to that right leg. You can use your hands to get that hip towards your heel. Come on down, drop that right knee to the floor. Take that knee, bring it back behind you. I'm going to use my hand to give a little pressure so I can feel that in my glute. Hand on my inner thigh, press down. Now press into the floor. Press, my engaging through my left leg. Take this right hand, or your hand in the outside of that right knee, and resist it. Press to the outer edge of your right foot. Good, now from here, that right hand is just going to be at my chest. I'm going to press my hips up, reach that arm just up over my ear, over my head, and I'm squeezing through my glutes. In this left leg, I'm pressing through the outer edge of the foot. Reach, reach, hold here. Squeeze the glutes up to the sky. And slowly, slowly lower. Notice what happens to this bottom arm. Slowly lower. Drop that knee down. Press it to the floor. Press it out. Press it up. Hold. Spread through those toes. Press to the outer edge of the whole leg. Now slowly lower. Again, noticing what happens to this bottom arm. Do you do this, or can you keep that shoulder having some space and packed down into the torso? Okay, now we're going to come up and then come into a side plank. Hold. Right arm up to the sky. A few breaths here. Good, and come back to down dog. And we're going to do that for the other side. I'm going to flip around for you. So we're going to take that right leg now. Wait, which leg did I do? I did the right leg. Okay, we're doing the left leg. All right, left leg up. Press that left heel in. Bring it back behind you. Good. And again, this right leg is engaged. Toe towards the shin. Let's take that left knee, press it down, and then resist it coming back to the outer edge of the foot. My torso and this leg does not change. Internal rotation, press down, and back out. Outer edge of your foot. Hand here by the chest. Exhale, lift up. Press to the outer edge of this right foot. I'm on the toes of my left foot. My whole foot doesn't have to be on the ground. Now slowly lower, noticing what happens to that bottom shoulder. And lift up, exhale. And inhale, come down. Let's come up into the side lunge. Come on up, come to the other side. Let's go all the way down, just go as low as you can. And then slowly lower. Again, you can use your hands if you can't just lower down. Notice that my hips are back and my head is forward. My spine is forward. It's counterbalancing my hips. Drop down. You can totally use your hands to find that space. And back, knee back. Press up. And come to a side bridge. Side plank. And bring that arm overhead, and let's come back to down dog. And let's bring that right foot forward. We're going to get into a 90-90 position. So this front leg is going to be in 90 degrees. This back leg will be at 90 degrees. All right. So we're going to do rotation, external rotation of this hip. So it's going to look like this. And it may feel like dead weight. Totally okay. We're getting way up in that hip. So we'll take that. So if the right leg's in front, take that right hand, press down. We're going to take the left hand and grab onto the ankle. So we're taking this leg and twisting it in our hip. So grounding this knee down, you're going to lift the leg up, even if it's just barely an inch, that's fine. You're going to tension through that whole leg and use your foot to press and stomp, squish your hand into the floor. So I'm going to use my hand, lift up my leg, and then take this foot and press my foot into my hand. You'll feel that all underneath the leg here that's touching the floor. Up, press down, press down, press down. Good, one more, up, and press down. Now we're going to straighten the leg. I want you to try not to move the torso back to compensate for this. So my hands are here, grounding me, anchoring me. I'm going to lift up. Notice, are you here or can you come here? Make sure your knee is in line with your ankle if you can, and extend out. Lift up and back in. So notice my torso is going to stay in that position. I'm shortening this space. This is my forward fold space. All right, the end range of my hip flexor. Lift up, back. One more, lift and extend. Lift and bring it back. So now we're going to close this space in, make it more of like a 45-degree angle. And we're just going to lift the hips up. Squeeze the glutes, hips forward. Come on back down, then come back up. So notice from the side, I'm reaching back, my head's coming forward. Come back up, kick my feet to the other side. Internally, externally rotate. Come back, and forward. Hips back, reach them back. My head is going to counterbalance my hips. I'm just going to tap the floor. Back to the other side. Come on down to the ground and we'll switch to the other side. So again, my back leg is at 90 degrees. My front leg is at 90 degrees. I feel like you guys all know your math. All right. So left hand anchoring down, take my right arm. You're going to lift your heel up as high as it feels comfortable. Press down into the floor. And lift up. Keep this knee anchored. Press down into the floor. Press your foot into your hand, into the floor. Lift up. And exhale, lower. Good. One more. Lift. And exhale, lower. Press down for 3, 2, 1. Good. Remove the hands. Lift up and extend the leg. You can bring this back leg in a little bit more. Lift up and bring it back in. Eventually, you'll have good external rotation where that ankle and the knee will kind of be in line. Right now, it may be like this. We're going to make it like this. And that comes from deep in the hip here, that external rotation. Deep ball in socket. It's actually called the acetabulum. So it's like ball in the acetabulum. Weird anatomy jokes. All right. Up and back in. Now bring these angles in together and lift the hips up. Squeezing the glutes. You're going to kick the heels to the other side. Bring the hips back, slowly lower down. And the more I lean forward, the slower and more controlled I can bring my hips down. Hinging at my hip, press into my shins to bring my hips forward. Come on back. And back up. Kick the legs out to the other side. Couple here. Good. All right. Let's now kind of shake it off a little bit. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So let's come into a plank. Hold here. Take a little 10-second hold, squeezing through the abs, the glutes, pressing through the hands. And then take that right leg, bring it underneath you. But this is going to be kind of an active pigeon. So we're going to take that back leg, that back knee, and we're going to bring it towards my front heel. That might not work. It'll be easier if it was carpet or something. I can slide it back, controlling it with this front leg. I'm pushing into the ground, pressing into this front shin, bring that back knee in. So using this hip to control the movement. Slow, you can use your hands. I'm always pressing into the floor. Shift a little side to side. Come on up, press up. And reach back. And relax down for a moment here. Take some breaths here. And even in this position, I'm lightly pressing my back leg into the floor, my front leg into the floor. And see if you can breathe along the spine into the hip space that we were breathing into in the beginning. Good. And let's switch sides. So hands to the floor. Let's come into a plank. Hold here, 10 seconds. Breathing. And left leg underneath. Slowly find your position. If you can't bring the hips all the way down, if it's just here and here in your movement, that's totally okay. This class is about finding your current ranges, paying attention, fine-tuning, going a little slower. Maybe you notice, let's keep coming up and down. Maybe you notice a difference between that left and right side. The only way to improve mobility, to improve my strength, is to take notice first. Where am I currently at? And these may be things and imbalances that you're already aware of, but hopefully this class will help you learn to explore and hopefully release and improve those areas. Nice and slow, come all the way down. And head on your hands, or you may just stay up here, that's fine. I'm pressing my back foot, back leg into the floor lightly, front leg into the floor lightly. Just letting my breath slow down. Breathing in and out the nose. And slowly come back up. Let's take that back leg and we're going to swing it around over the front. And then we're going to take that left arm, wrap it around the knee. If you want to get a further rotation, you can, but we're not trying to max out rotation. We're just trying to get a nice little rotation here. And breathing where we started. So into the ribs, into the belly. And again, this is that same space that we're working on. Exhale the abs away from the thigh. Pull that knee in to your elbow into your knee. So tensioning your rotation. Maybe when I exhale, I can get a little more rotation without even trying. Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. Press that top foot into the floor if you can. Good, inhale. Keep the legs here and just gently rotate to the other side, other direction. A few breaths here. Breathing into those back ribs if you can. Again, ending where we started. And let's switch sides. Right leg in the bottom, left leg on top. Take that right arm, hug that knee. And again, we're focusing, let's turn around here, on this space here. This is the end range of my hip flexor. So how well can I compress my abs in, sit up tall, even when my knee is this close? Can I press my inner thigh into my abs a little more? You could totally play around in this position. This is the principal pattern, but can be explored in so many different ways. So inhaling, again, working on that compression, exhale, away, without moving my spine. I should be able to exhale, and my spine comes into a neutral position, not rounding so I feel like I can get more air out. You actually get more air out, keeping the spine nice and straight. Good, and gently rotate to the other side, nice and slow. Good, and then slowly come onto the back. One last little rotation and then a breathing movement. So let's just do a simple rotation. Let's take our right knee into the chest and bring it across the body. Right hand reaches to the right. I'm going to look to my right as my right leg goes over to the left. I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of that right knee. And I'm going to do a little counter pressure. Press that outside of that knee into the hand into the knees. And then extend that left leg. Almost like you're standing to the floor. Take an inhale. And then exhale, just relax in this position. Looking to your right. Breathing along the whole spine. Nice and easy. Maybe you can feel the inhale go into the back left ribs. Can you direct the breath in that way? If not, that's totally okay. See where you can sense the breath go, even in this rotation. And slowly unravel. And let's take that left leg in, extend the right. I kind of shift my hips over to the left a little bit. I didn't say that for the other side, but let's bring that left knee into the chest and rotate it across the body. I'm going to look to your left. My shoulder is down the back. A little counter pressure between that outer left knee and my right hand. Maybe I allow that to feel that compression all the way up into the ribs. You can even put your hands on the outer left rib. Use that exhale, compress those ribs in. Maybe you can feel that inhale in the back right ribs. Take an inhale, hold, and exhale melts into this position. And then let the breath kind of be the main lead here. Where do you feel it? Where do you sense it? And ask yourself, are you able to feel the movement of the ribs? If that's a no, then it's something that you can begin to uncover. Movement of each rib between each rib is the foundation of our health, our shoulder and hip mobility, space between our shoulder blades, and all that pain and things. And take that left leg and twist. Extend the legs out. And we're just going to do a simple humming for about a minute and then come into Shavasana. The humming is just a way to just relax the body, bring it to a parasympathetic state, lengthening the exhale. It doesn't have to be a max exhale at all. So take an inhale through the nose and begin to hum lightly. Feel the vibration of the hum kind of just slowly move through all the body, the whole body, every cell. Gentle inhale through the nose, fill the whole spine. Pause for a moment and begin. Couple more, inhale. Last one, inhale through the nose. And exhale. Soft inhale. Exhale, relax. Just allow the body to be supported by the floor. Let every cell relax into this new, efficient place. With each exhale, just feel the body relax a little bit more. And just going to take an inhale through the nose. And just sigh gently. Two more like that. Maybe inhale a little bit more. It's still gentle. And sigh it gently out the nose. One more. Inhale and exhale. Let's go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. You can stretch out if you want for a second. Take some breath here. You can bring the knees into the chest and just take your time. Or move slow when you come up to a seated position. All right, everybody. Thank you for those who joined and stuck along through the hour. I always recommend redoing these classes because you're going to see a lot more. There's probably a lot of things that were new to you. And as we repeat and as we add the breath, more things begin to uncover. And that's how we improve our mobility and our usable range of motion, whether it's on the wall or off the wall. And I want this class to be a class where you learn to pay attention to those things so that when you go into the flow, when you go into the wall and you go to yoga studio and your workout, everything works way more efficiently and with ease. So thank you for joining me. My Venmo, oops, I forgot to write this in the beginning, is at Christina. Oh, shoot. Christina Macias. If you feel free to give any donation. If not, that's okay too. I'm super grateful to be here and to be offering my work to the Sender One community, which has been so great to me. And you can always see these again on my YouTube page as well. I'm downloading all of them and even the past 2 weeks. So again, Christina Missy is here. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next week.